No, but you look funny. No, I like it.
How hot? But if I
I think that's what it is. Because I thought it was
Not everyone likes New York.
not before this.
I know she wouldn't cut. That's the word, yeah.
Yes, that is.
in the frame.
Stop bothering me.
I actually made the top as well.
Like, for, like, I always get it where, like, people are like, that.
I'm just guessing.
So where did they go?
Australia. Sunday. Yeah, like I was going Thank you. I'll slow down.
Unless you want to walk down.
I'm in China.
Just like this with ladies, you take one tiny step in.
他咋样都走。 After like the first or second day that I miss it. Tak?
What?
Yeah, Patrick, why are we going?
We have like, we usually have
See you guys
one.
at Christmas next year, okay? I'm gonna lit you up. And I know it will
Yeah, for free one.
Spicy?
मला डान्स
Vale, una, dos, y...
I'll end up there.
We're getting the train out.
Right by. Pepita da Luisa. Pepita da Luisa. ¿Pueden bajar la basura, chicos?
It's almost too many choices.
Ahí debería.
Okay.
That's my passive stick. That really means
whatever you like, innit?
It's gonna be like you again. No, the street festival is really.
He asked me if I could